Thank you very much. Good evening. And on behalf of Sahaja Yoga, I'd like to extend to you the warmest welcome here this evening. Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi will be to address you very soon, and it's my task to give you just a short introductory talk to give you a little bit of background on Sahaja Yoga, the scientific methods of meditation, how to tell the difference between true and false spiritual paths. And Sri Mataji will elaborate on that much more eloquently than what I can. Sahaja Yoga is a type of meditation. Sahaja means spontaneous. Yoga means union. So Sahaja Yoga means spontaneous union. And you might ask, union with what? It's a good question. Another meaning for Sahaja Yoga, or for Sahaja, is born again. And it signifies that there has to be some change in individuals before we can reach that next step of evolution. We all know very well about problems in our lives. We all know very well about stress. Stress has been in the papers for a couple of months now, and lots of articles talking about how to deal with stress. And we all know that there is stress on a whole heap of levels. There's stress on an international level. You can see it by the atrocities that happen in Bosnia. You can see it by bomb explosions in Jerusalem and London. You can see it all the way around the world. You can see it here in Australia also. You can see it between John Howard and Paul Keating when they sit down to have a friendly conversation, that they both get stressed and start yelling over the top of each other and trying to arrogantly put each other down instead of listening positively to what they talk about. And we all know about the stress which we suffer as individuals, whether it's the stress of relationships, the stress of the daily grind of going to work, the stress that sometimes happens in families, wherever it is. We know very well about that stress. But perhaps we don't know all that well about how to regulate that, or how to unstress ourselves, how to become balanced personalities. And that's what this whole evening is about, is to suggest to you a method. You have to test it yourself. You have to see that it works yourself. You have to test it scientifically. You have to look at it and see, well, does it work? Does it make sense? Am I wasting my time? Or is it really doing something? And then, if you actually see something happening, you have to be honest to yourself and recognize that. And that's the only thing that we ask of you tonight, apart from enjoying yourself. The musicians are here to provide some music for us, many different forms. And we know that music is a great medium for levelling stress. And they'll be presenting a few more songs immediately after I finish talking. Well, let's have a look at a scenario first of all. We know that our problems, that the problems that humans suffer, are actually made by humans. Or do we? Do we know that? They probably are. Have a think about it. We know also that there is a natural system which is made up of the earth, the wind, the sky, the trees, animals, whatever it is. And we also know that most of the stress that suffers is made by human beings. It's placed there by us. We force stress upon ourselves and we force stress upon our environment. What do we do about it? Most of the action that we take is external action. And we can fool ourselves that we have developed great methods of dealing with our problems. We've developed great technologies. Our medicine is very advanced. Our politics, our economic theories are very advanced. But still, with all of that, what do we do? Well, one thing we do is make atomic bombs and missiles and guided weapons that can hit with pinpoint accuracy someplace 1,000 miles away. We're looking outwards for answers to the problems. And in actual fact, what we're doing is creating more problems instead of alleviating the ones that we see. So I want to make a suggestion to you, and that is that the only way that we can deal with our problems is by looking inside and dealing inside. Easy to say, but how do you do it? Behind me, there's a chart which some of you would have seen before. Some of you may know quite a lot about it. Some of you may never have seen it before. It's actually very ancient. The first writings and drawings of this chart can be traced back something like 14,000 years. I'd like to suggest to you that there is a plan, there is a blueprint, which is there from some external force, some external power, some force of life, whatever you like to call it. And if you'd like to think that our natural system has evolved to be what it is, so that it is full of beauty and wonder and enticement, the physical bodies that we have are incredibly detailed. Still, the greatest computer can't beat a human mind playing chess. So the human body, the human mind, is very, very advanced. And yet we still have these problems. Another suggestion, another idea. Maybe this life force, if it's created nature in all its wonder, maybe it's actually created humankind with the answers, the blueprint, already written and already inscribed. Just an idea. And you'll be able to test this out actually later on. I actually want to turn to this chart. And if I can find my marvellous new technological laser pointer, I want to just talk about the elements of this chart. You might wonder how this fits in with meditation or how this fits in with spiritual seeking. But if you'll just give me a moment, we'll tie it all together at the end. The chart is obviously of a human being. And there are 7 energy centers which are drawn on this chart. The energy centers sit on the spinal cord. Each of them actually has a particular purpose and a particular reason for being there. Each of them have particular qualities which are expressed in our day-to-day life. For example, the one right at the base of the spine has to do with innocence and wisdom. We often think our wisdom comes from our heads. But if that's the case, why does mankind perpetrate such atrocities? Is mankind really wise? And the answer has to be no. The answer and the reason is we're trying to get wisdom from our heads. True wisdom sits right at the base of the spine. Seems a little reverse to the way that we usually think. Let's proceed through here just a little bit. The yellow one actually is associated with the qualities of creativity. The green one here has as its particular qualities those elements which are related to good family life, to our peace, to our contentment within ourselves. The red one, which is right on the heart, has to do with our courage in ourselves. And you've heard of people being described as lion-hearted. They have big hearts, they're courageous. And all the time, if you delve into the background, if you delve into our stories and our customs and traditions, you'll find that even our spoken language mimics what we see here. The blue one at the throat has to do obviously with communication. Additionally, it has to do with our self-esteem. You've heard of people having a chip on the shoulder. It means low self-esteem. Strange how it all fits together. This one sits right on the forehead, and it has to do with forgiveness. Again, there's a connection here. You'll see that the yellow and the blue channels, let's call them, cross over at that point. And it's significant, maybe, that Jesus Christ, who died on the cross, there's the cross, spent his life speaking about forgiveness. And the last one, right on the top of the head, right here, is the integration of all of these energy centers and carries the qualities of all of these. So what, you might say? It's a nice story. How does it all work? What does it mean? There's one more component to this system, which is the essential component. It sits down here, right at the base of the spine. It's a residual energy. And if you go back to the idea that I suggested before, that there is some life force which is providing the blueprint for humankind, you might like to take on the idea, if that's the case, that this life force, this power, whatever it is, whatever name you like to give it, doesn't matter, may have in each person placed the mimic of itself, some energy, some special life force. If that life force can be awakened and actually move up through all of the energy centers, and if that life force can recreate all of those energy centers to their pristine state, can you imagine what the difference might be to humankind if all of those qualities, and they were only a few qualities that I mentioned before, can become enriched and may stand out in the way that people behave. So, nice idea. How do you actually awaken this life force, even if it is there? Well, let me just say that you can test for yourself whether that life force is there. You can test for yourself. There is a way which this life force can be awakened. In past years, past centuries, past ages, it was actually very difficult, and relatively few people achieved this state of what is called self-realization, the realization of the self being the spirit. And those people achieved it through great penances, through great asceticism over a lifetime. But today, it's different. Today there is a method whereby people can get their realization, their self-realization, en masse. It's very, very simple. It's very, very easy, and it's very, very gentle. Once you have your self-realization, you can then go inside. And if you accept what I said before about the necessity to go inside to correct the imbalances, rather than frittering around on the outside, never really touching the true source of our spirit, of our individuality, of our personality, of our being. The method that I'm referring to is called Sahaja Yoga, spontaneous union, or being born again. Now, I'm sure most of you, coming from a Christian background, have heard of being born again. But how many really know how to be born again? Sri Mataji will be here very soon. You see her photograph, you've seen her photograph in the advertisements that we've had on the buses, on the billboards, in the train stations. She's an Indian lady, obviously. She comes from India. Don't let that worry you. 900 million other people come from India as well. But she has something special. And you'll see it, you'll feel it. Don't take it from me, you'll see it. She has a great knowledge of the human situation. She has a great understanding and compassion for each human being. And she has developed this method whereby you can achieve your self-realization so that you can go inside, so that you can become balanced, so that you can become at peace with yourself. What's meditation then? I can tell you that my mother and father were absolutely frightened out of their wits when they heard that I was doing meditation, because they thought he's going to be in a trance, wandering around like a zombie, not knowing what's going on. And there's a lot of this fear around. There's a lot of this lack of understanding of what it really is. Let me tell you what true meditation is. True meditation is when you reach that state where there are no thoughts in your head, where you feel absolutely at peace with yourself and with the world, and where you can recharge the energy in these subtle centres. Basically because you surrender to the greater power that is there. And when you're in this state, it's not trance-like at all. You're actually aware of everything that goes on around you. But it's like being at peace with yourself. I don't know how many of you have ever stood in a forest by yourself and felt the wind in the leaves of the trees and felt the silence of the trees, the silence of the nature. The trees are still growing, they're still doing their thing. They only need silence, they don't need anything else. And it's the same with human beings. To get back to ourselves, we need to find that still, small voice that is there within each person, that has been spoken about by every great teacher, that is written about in every scripture. They all say the same thing. It's no different. It's only mankind who's put a different interpretation on the scriptures and set them apart by themselves. They all deal with the individual. They all deal with self-realization. They all deal with that peaceful point inside yourself where you can find yourself and your real place as a human being. Sri Mataji travels the world ceaselessly giving this message to people. Her itinerary is immense, to say the least. And I would defy anybody else to be able to keep up to her pace. She travels the world constantly because she feels this burning need, this burning desire to give people their self-realization to allow the next step of the evolution of mankind. And so she's working for world peace. She's not out there in the hustings. She's not out there in the street corners. She's not out there yelling a message. She's not really even trying to influence people at high levels in an overt way. What she's saying to each individual is that you have to come to terms with yourself. You have to find yourself in yourself. You have to go inwards, not outwards. You have to find your balance point. You have to find the peace inside yourself. You have to become absolutely balanced personalities, and only then will the problems of the world work themselves out. She's been recognized in many countries. Sahaja Yoga is currently being practiced in about 65 countries. She's received awards, letters of commendation from countries and cities all around the world where high-profile people are realizing that what she has to say is the truth. Even if they don't say that it is the absolute truth, they recognize it as a positive thing for mankind. So thank you very much for listening. The musicians are going to play some more music. And I think the first one is an English song. And then perhaps they'll play some other songs from other parts of the world. Because again, this message is universal. It's not restricted to race, religion, creed, nationality. It's for each person. And one of the beauties and joys of Sahaja Yoga is that it draws the best from each of the cultures. It draws the best from each of the scriptures. In fact, it draws the truth, the inherent truth from each of the scriptures and distills it back down to what was originally meant to be. One more thing. I told you you'd be able to test this for yourself. And you're probably asking, how are we going to do that? I suggest to you, don't try and do it with your mind or with your thoughts. Just listen. Just sit back, relax. When this system is awakened, when this energy travels along the spinal column, and when it actually comes from the top of the head, you can feel it as a cool breeze, either on your hands or on the top of your head. Sometimes people feel this instantly. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes actually there is a warm feeling coming off. And that will eventually go cool. It's warm in the first instance sometimes because we each of us have some negative traits. And this pure energy is actually pushing those negative things away from us. And it comes out firstly as a warmness and then as a coolness. So test for yourself. Test it like a scientist. See if it really works. And if it does, be honest to yourself. We'd love to see you all some more. And there are centres of Sahaja Yoga all the way around Sydney. You have in your handouts on your seats some details of that. There's also some information about Sri Mataji, which you can read at your leisure. So please sit back, enjoy the music, and make this evening a test to see if you can really find peace inside, that place inside, which needs to be gained if mankind is to evolve to its next step. Thanks very much.
Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us.
songs from India to start with. The first song we're going to sing is called Shri Jagadambe Aire, and this is quite a fast song, and it helps us a lot on the stage if you clap along, if you don't mind, because that gives a rapport between you and us and you, and then there's just we. Next song we have, the first song that we sang was from the north of India. This song is from the state of Maharashtra. It's called Jogawa. And in the history for many centuries, the villagers in Maharashtra have always prayed to the goddess, please give us the yoga, please give us the union with God, the union with the divine. And so that means Jogawa is meaning yoga. So they're saying please to the mother Kundalini, which is residual in each person, please may you rise in us, give us the connection with the all-pervading God, and put us in that state of the present, not in the past, not in the future, in the true meditation. So when we sing Ude, 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 it means we're asking the mother Kundalini to rise in each of us. And they've been singing this for hundreds of years in Maharashtra. And we found also in Australia, audiences very much enjoy this piece. It's called Jogawa.
Anajini Kuni Pragat Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it is with the greatest pleasure that I introduce to you Her Holiness Srimataji Nirmala Devi. Mr. Salomon has spoken about the inner transformation of the individual. He's described how the process of realization of the true self, the spiritual identity of the individual, brings with it an emotional balance, and that such people become peaceful people. Not only are they peaceful within themselves, but by their common connection to the collective consciousness, these peaceful individuals have the capacity of creating peaceful societies. For this work, extending back to 1970, Srimataji has been recognized by religious and civic leaders throughout the world. She's been awarded honorary degrees and has been elected as an honorable member to universities and academies in Europe and Russia. Most recently, she was an invited speaker at the United Nations 4th World Conference on Women in Beijing. So let me quote from a letter of welcome and recognition extended last year to Srimataji by the Lord Mayor of Sydney, Councillor Frank Sartor. Dear Srimataji Nirmala Devi, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the citizens of Sydney to welcome you back to our city, a city which is surely one of the most beautiful in the world. All people have a yearning for spiritual guidance and inner peace. As a spiritual teacher of Sahaja Yoga, you have inspired many thousands of people throughout the world, many of them here in Sydney. I wish you peace and fulfillment during the course of your visit to Sydney, and know that you will touch the lives of many in our city. Yours sincerely, Frank Sartor. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of everybody here, I welcome Srimataji Nirmala Devi.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. At the very outset, I have to tell you that truth is what it is. You cannot change it. You cannot describe it. You have to experience it, and you cannot pay for it. You can only discover it through the last breakthrough of your evolutionary process, which is living process, into a new awareness, into a new dimension. Now, whatever I'm telling you, please don't accept blindfolded. We have had enough problems with the blind faiths. If you do experience, if you do get the results of whatever I'm saying, you have to accept it as honest people, because it is for your good, for the good of your family, for the good of your country, for the good of the whole world. We talk of peace. From where does this war comes in? From where the ideas of fighting and quarreling comes in? It comes from your mind. Now look at this mind, what it is. I say it is a myth. Mind is a myth created by the reaction of your ego and your conditioning. It's like the froth, or you can say it like the bubbles on the shore of the ocean, which are brought forth by your thoughts and your reactions. But you can't stop it. When this mind is created, it again substantiates and supports your ego and your conditioning. It's like this. As we create a computer, and then the computer itself starts controlling us. In the same way, this mind starts creating us. Or we can say we create the watch, and then this watch starts controlling us. Now, all these thoughts are born through this mind of ours, which is nothing but the garbage we have gathered around by reacting to things. When we see very grotesque type of creation of films and things, and some also many so-called art, we are surprised from it, from what brain it comes. There must be some rotten brains that are bringing it. But brain is reality, not the mind. They come out of the mind. So one has to understand that to get peace, we have to go beyond this mind. This mind is the one which reacts and creates problem for us, makes us believe into things, and we are conditioned. We are not free people. Free people to understand what is reality. The reality is beyond the mind. Now, how to cross the limit of mind? Like once a doctor in Switzerland said, "Mother, you do what you like, you can cut my throat, but stop these thoughts, they are bombarding me." You cannot stop. Because a thought rises and falls off, another thought rises and falls off. These thoughts come to us from the past or from the future. You are not in the present. You cannot be in the present. But when this power that is described to you already, known as the Kundalini, rises, then she takes your attention beyond the thought, beyond the mind, and that is the place where resides the present, the reality. Now this special thing as called as Kundalini is not to be discarded because coming from India. It has been described in every scripture. Even in the Bible it's described that I'll appear before you like tongues of flames. These are the tongues of flames you see along the path of the Kundalini. Also Muhammad Sahib has said very clearly in his Quran that if you want to know God, you must know yourself. Christ has said, know thyself. All of them have said the same thing. If you see Zen system or Lao Tse, Confucius, any one of them, they all said that unless and until you know yourself, you are not there. You have no identity. But knowing yourself is very important because you are the treasure of knowledge. You are the treasure of wisdom and divine discretion. It's all within you, which you should know without any efforts. Effortless, sahaja. Saha means with, ja means born. Born with you is the right to get your self-realization. It's your birthright to have it, and in these modern times, it has been made very, very easy. somehow to get this realization. In our country also, all the saints have described about achievement of yourself. Sahaja word is used by so many saints, especially by Guru Nanaka, who says Sahaja Samadhi Labh. Whatever you have to get in your awareness, Samadhi is awareness, has to be in a Sahaj, means a spontaneous manner. So for this you don't have to stand on your head, you don't have to run away from your families, you don't have to starve or fast. You've done it. You've done it in your last lives. Now, in this life, you should have the fruits of your hard work that you have put in to express your desire to be one with the divine. The first truth is that you are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego, these emotions, but you are the pure spirit. The second truth is very much evident, but we are not bothered to know it. For example, you see these beautiful flowers, beautiful trees all around. It's a miracle. See, every tree is different, every seed is different, and all flowers are different, their fragrance is different. It's a miracle that is created, but we take it for granted. If you ask a doctor who runs your heart, he'll say it's autonomous nervous system. But who is this auto? Who is the one who does it? They don't know. At the most they can say it is autonomous nervous system. Beyond these systems, we have the system here of these three channels. And these three channels, left and right channel, look after your right and left sympathetic nervous system, which are responsible on the right side for your physical and mental activity, on the left hand side for your emotional activity. In the center, there are these two sympathetics. They form a loop like this, and the chakras, the centers, are created. These centers are responsible for our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being. But when we start exhausting whatever limited energy it has, then we start developing either physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual problems. If somehow we can save these centers from a state of jeopardy, we can solve the problem of physical problem, of say, mental problems, and also emotional, spiritual problem. Now, I must tell you that we have cured through Sahaja Yoga. I shouldn't say we have, because it's your own Kundalini which has done the job. People who suffered from blood cancer, people who have suffered from lots of incurable diseases. We don't have to go through the rigmarole of horrible diagnosis. You can diagnose a person on your fingertips, because these fingertips, 5, 6, and 7, are denoting your centers within yourself. They get enlightened. So with the light of the Spirit, when you are enlightened, you really become an enlightened person. It is not just a certificate, I am this, I am that. It is something that happens to your awareness. The first thing that happens, as I told you, you go beyond the mind, that you become thoughtlessly aware. In Sanskrit we call it Nirvichar Samadhi. It is an instant happening. Maybe the modern times are such that the Kundalini rises like a jet. And in thousands of people it has worked out. But to establish that situation of thoughtless awareness, you have to meditate at the most for 10 minutes in the evening. But immediately you will feel absolutely peaceful. You will feel like a witness of the whole drama that is going on. And with that drama, you will be able to see that there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be worried. Because you are out of that problem, you can solve it. Like if you are standing in the water, in the sea, and it's turbulent, you see the waves rising higher and higher, you are frightened. But supposing you can get into a boat, then you can watch the same scene with such attention and with enjoyment, because you know it cannot hurt you. But supposing you can jump into the sea because you are a great swimmer, you can save many others. So in the second state, where you become doubtlessly aware, you become all-powerful because you can give realizations to others. It's like one enlightened light or a candle can enlighten many candles. You can give realizations to many people. They say that Sahaja Yoga is working in 108 countries where I have not been. I've been to many, but not so many. Only the people who got their realization went down to all these places and have given awakening to so many people. It's something that is within you. This Kundalini is your own mother. She is your individual mother. She knows everything about you. She is very anxious to give you your self-realization. As your mother took all the pains when you were born, she takes all the pain. She's so anxious that if she knows that there is an atmosphere where she can awaken your inner being, she spontaneously rises and doesn't give you any trouble whatsoever. It's a living process of evolution, as I told. We cannot explain any living process in a very scientific method, because supposing you have a seed and you plant it in the Mother Earth, it sprouts. Because the Mother Earth has got power to sprout it, and the seed has got power to be sprouted. It is no effort. The seed is to be treated with respect and just to be planted inside the Mother Earth. It's a very simple thing. Now, people think that how can it be so simple? For them, it should be a very difficult thing. But everything vital in this world is simple. For example, our breathing. Supposing for our breathing, we had to go to some guru or take some lessons or consult some books, what would have happened to us? It's a very vital thing which has to happen to you, and that's why it's very simple. I think these are the times, I call them as blossom time, where suddenly so many seekers have come and the Kundalini is taking this form. Of course, it is predicted also by Prabhumini long time back that such and such thing will happen. But still it will happen in such a big proportion, I could never have guessed it. What happens to you when the Kundalini rises? First of all, you feel the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Now, what is this cool breeze of the Holy Ghost is? It is the all-pervading power of divine love. This divine love is the one which gives you these flowers. It's called also as Ritambhara Pragya by Patanjali. It is also called as Parama Chaitanya. It is also called as Ruh. Also it is called as Nirakar. You can call it by any name. In the Bible it's called as the all-pervading power of divine love. Whatever you may call it, it is something which is an energy around us, which is a very subtle energy, which works into every atom and molecule, into everything, penetrates into anything. This special energy we have never felt before. For the first time tonight you are going to feel it. Also this is called as the last judgment, because there are people who like to go to people who can be bought, whom they can pay money for self-realization. People who can deceive them. People who can tell them stories, something artificial, and they get bound by those permissive marketing ideas. If they are permissive, people like them because it supports their weaknesses. If it is ego-oriented, they like it because it supports their ego. So the judgment is now. It is for you to judge whether you want the absolute truth or not. The difference between truth and absolute truth is this, that absolute truth is felt by everyone on the central nervous system, which we call as Bodh, from where the word Buddha has come. Another one is Ved. Vida. Vida is to know it on your central nervous system, not mentally, not on mental level, on your fingertips. And on your fingertips you can find out what is the absolute truth and what is the relative truth. Supposing you have 10 children who are realized souls, and you tie up their eyes and ask them to say what's wrong with the person who's standing before you. They will all raise the same finger or fingers, which may mean that he has a bad heart or he has got mental problems. It can be easily found out what's wrong with that person. Now, if you know how to correct your centers, you can also correct the centers of others. And thus, you can help the whole world to go get emancipated. It's a thing by which you are resurrected. Again, I would say Muhammad Sahib has said, though he didn't write Quran, but there are lots of truths left behind somehow, that your hands will speak at the time of resurrection, at the time of Qiyamah. This is exactly what happens, that you can feel on your fingertips your centers and centers of others. Because you get into a new dimension of your awareness, which we call as collective consciousness. Become collectively conscious. Sitting down here, you can know the vibrations of another person. You can know what's wrong with that person. Even if he's dead, you can know about it. It's very interesting how you become so knowledgeable. And after some time, you will be amazed that you can even tell the future of a person. It's very simple, because if you become a saint of that level, what is future and what is past? It's all absolutely in your brain, already built in. Only thing, you are not open to that so far, but with the light of the Spirit, everything opens up in your brain. I have seen children who are very dull in class, who were brought to me because they were hopelessly bad, failing all the time, stood first, got scholarships, and most of the students from Sahaja Yoga I have seen are always breaking the records everywhere. If this is the advantage only, I would have said, all right, it's nothing great. But the greatest advantage, I think, is that your personality knows the totality. You get your identification. See, people have no identity. Why these people paint their heads and wear funny dresses because they want to express their identity. Your identity is within yourself, is your spirit. And once you know your spirit, you'll be amazed how dynamic you are. I've known many artists who were very ordinary artists. In India especially, you know Amjad Ali was an ordinary artist. After coming to Sahaja, he's become such a great artist. Sifat Hussain, so many of them. Because I'm telling you, you don't have to believe, you can ask them. There are so many people like this who have achieved a lot. There are many who could never speak a word on the stage, they had a stage fear. They have become great orators and speakers. They have become free to express themselves. Then we have people who are, say, chartered accountants, who have never known what is language is, what is the beauty of poetry is. They have become great poets. Like this, so many things have happened to people. But we don't want to publicize and we don't want to give it in the newspapers and we don't allow people to talk about it. Because that is not the main thing that you have to achieve. Firstly, you are collectively conscious. But when you become collectively conscious, you don't react. Because you know, if a person is trying to be harsh with you, you know why he is harsh. If a person is trying to be nice with you, you know why he is. Because you know, you do not react. You just watch. And this watching is something like your attention being directed towards the problem. This attention, when directed towards that problem, acts. It acts. It's not just an attention that goes out, but it acts and works out things. So many miracles have taken place in Sahaja Yoga that it's impossible to understand this all-pervading power, how it is working. As I say, it's Kruta Yugana. Kali Yuga is about to finish. The Kruta Yuga has started. Kruta Yuga means the one in which this Parama Chaitanya, this all-pervading power is active. It is active. It acts in so many ways that you are surprised at the miracles it has created. This is not the time I could tell you about this, but those who are here, who have got their realization, have been blessed by Sahaja Yoga, can tell each one of them lots of things that they have seen, that has happened to them, and how their lives were transformed. This transformation is very important today. With this transformation, people lose the sense of greed. You know, nowadays this greed has brought all the politicians to such a level. It's so stupid to have this greed. The satisfaction part comes in through Sahaja. As you know, there is the law of economics that in general wants are not satiable. Today I want to buy a car, then I don't enjoy it. Want to have a house, I don't enjoy it. Then I want to have an aeroplane, I don't enjoy it. Because we don't know what we want. We run after these things one after another like mad. And the greed starts working to such a stupid limit that people want to put all this money into the vaults. They want to have vaults of money. When the stupidity goes to that limit, not only greed, then also the jealousies we have. Because we think that the people who are with us are not the people who should be there, or we should supersede them, or we should be at a higher position. Actually, there is no love, there is no compassion, there is no understanding of another person. But when Sahaja Yoga takes place, I have seen thousands of people, whether they are from Russia, from England, America, Australia, anywhere. I have seen them thousands together, they live together, they feel each other, they understand each other, and the love they have for each other is tremendous. If something happens to someone anywhere in the world, the whole society, you can call it, you can call the nations where Sahajogis are there, they are so concerned as they would not normally be even about their brothers. All kinds of help, all kinds of suggestions come in. Doctors will run through, they will come around. It's such a big society, we can say, such a big moral relationship that starts. Everybody helps everyone. But that doesn't mean that one becomes only possible in Australia, I tell you. If you are interested in your well-being, in your transformation, you must have some patience. Otherwise, how is it going to work out? On the contrary, I've seen in Russia, there are never less than 16 to 18,000 people, and not one person would go. After all, what is so great about that? I can't understand. We are in a democratic country, and we have got freedom to do whatever we like, all right. But what about the freedom to wisdom, to understanding? Russians, I think, are people, of course, communism or anything, I'm not very much for favor for it. But one thing, they haven't developed that possessiveness in them. They're not possessive. They're so sweet that the government gave them their houses. And they said, you can have these houses. These flats you can have your own. We don't want. We don't want to have it. You can have it. Apart from that, you see, once I was there was a coup. And I asked them, aren't you worried? There's a coup on and all these things happening. They said, Mother, who are we? Why should we? We are in the kingdom of God. I was surprised at their positive understanding of themselves. That's what you are. You are so powerful within. You are so dynamic within. It's such a treasure within you. You have not known your glory, which you have to know. Once you know that, you become satisfied with yourself to begin with. But that doesn't mean that you become poor or financially disturbed. Not at all. On the contrary, I have seen now in Australia itself, people who have come to Sahaja are all very well employed, very happy people. It all works out because your attention becomes enlightened. Attention becomes concentrated. It doesn't fritter away. It doesn't take your mind here and there. And you see the right thing at the right time. You become a personality of great penetration. You don't do anything as such in the sense you don't react. But this attention itself acts and works for you. You must know that we are not only ordinary human beings. And as great saints were nothing, they were not even some of them educated people. But what was so great about them? That they were one with the divine power. They had this power flowing through you. And they were so dynamic, and you could see the dynamism within them. This is, with your attention, it happens. You know the absolute truth. If you know the absolute truth, then how can there be a quarrel? Supposing all of you know I'm sitting down here. Now you won't fight on that issue whether I'm here or not, because everybody sees the same thing. So if you all know absolute truth, you see, then there is no question of argument, no question of discussion, but everybody will know the same thing. That's how there cannot be any wars either, if all the people believe in the same thing. Of course, in every country we have lots of Sahajogis, I must say. And there are also some politicians in Sahaja. Some. If it reaches the helm of affairs, I am sure A day will come that people will give up the idea of war completely. No question having any war, any struggle, any fight, or anybody putting up atomic bombs around. It all comes from the ignorance and the blindness of people who do not see that we are part and parcel of the whole. But when it happens to you that you become one with the divine, then you are like a little drop dissolved into the ocean of joy. Now joy is not like happiness and unhappiness. It is singular. Once you jump into the ocean of joy, everything gives you joy. If it is ridiculous, you laugh at it. If it is sublime, you enjoy it. And the whole personality becomes so beautiful and vibrant that it absorbs everything that is constructive. All that is destructive is dropped out. You'll be amazed that in Sahaja Yoga, 50% people in the West who had taken to drugs have dropped out. Who had taken to destructive methods have finished with it. So many destructive habits which they could not give up have been completely given up by them. This is not because of any compulsion, without any discipline or force, but your own power of spirit makes you your own master, your own guru. And you see in the light of the spirit what is good for you, what is bad for you. Nobody has to tell you about it. It just happens. Now you saw these people or more Western people singing. It's a Marathi song written by Namadeva. In the 16th century, all our villagers also sing. The way they were pronouncing, you'll be amazed. I mean, nobody can do it. It's very difficult for Western people to pronounce our difficult tongue twister languages. But they are the ones who have picked up not only the language, but also the music. We are surprised from Romania. 3 boys came. In 2 months' time, they started singing Qawwali just like Nusrat Jahan. We were surprised how could they take to it so easily. I mean, you just become like a genius. In every walk of life, it becomes so different. Your stress and strain, all these things drop out. Because now you are connected with the all-pervading power of divine love, which guides you, which works for you, which helps you. All the time, it's a blissful existence, which is your birthright, which you should have. In one lecture, of course, you cannot tell all about you, because it's very, very deep down within you. All these things are sprouting and existing. But once you get your realization, you have to know that now you have become a collective being. For which I must say that you can't just do it, we are doing meditation at home. You have to come to the collective. Today it's a collective happening. I'm talking of global transformation. For that, this collective happening has to take place. Thus, we can avoid all the struggles, all the strifes, and all the horrible wars completely. There's no compulsion for anything. You yourself know what is good for you and what is bad for you. I hope today you all get your realization. You will, if you desire. Definitely you will all get your realization, no doubt. But then you should not allow yourself to be just blown off for a while and then again you don't develop yourself. It's like a seed that grows slowly into a tree. And you all have to grow into a tree, which is not difficult. Especially Australians have a speciality, I've seen. They can grow very fast into their ascent in a very simple way. And luckily we have very good centers here, very, very good Sahajogis. It's working very well, and I'm sure you are all going to enjoy your realization and then your growth. For that, you have to come to collective. Of course, we don't have elaborate arrangements and things like that because, you see, we don't believe in publicity or marketing. It is your desire that you have to come humbly and get to know all about it. It's not mental knowledge, but it's the knowledge on your central nervous system. So many things are happening here. I was told also that a wing has been given in some hospital in Australia, maybe in Sydney, where people could be treated with Sahaja Yoga, for which you don't have to take medicines, you don't have to pay to the doctors, nothing. That's one thing one should know, that you can't pay for God. You can't. God doesn't understand money. He doesn't understand banking. It's your headache. He has no idea about what all these things we have done to ourselves. So best thing is to remember that only you have to give some respect to your self-realization, respect to yourself, love and compassion for yourself, and forgive yourself. That's one of the ways we can really understand that we are human beings at the epitome of evolution. And we have to achieve this in our lifetime. It is such a tremendous luck that at this time, at this juncture, you are here. You should get your realization and grow into it. May God bless you. It will hardly take 10 minutes, hardly 10 minutes to get your realization. But I would request those who want to go should go now. I should not disturb others later on. It would be better that they go now. If you want Sahaja Yoga, you want to have your ascent, then please, you should not disturb others. Stay here and follow few things that I am going to tell you. It's very simple, as I told you. It has to work fast. It has worked very fast these days. I was amazed that in Shivaji Park there were 60, 70,000 people. And it worked out in 5 minutes. I was amazed how things work out these days. It's getting faster and faster. First, it used to take hours together, but not now. There are conditions which are very simple. First, as I told you, please forgive yourself. People must have told you that you are a sinner or this is wrong, that wrong, and we develop guilt. Also, it's a fashion, I think, to develop a guilt for everything. Now, supposing we do not follow any norms of this modern life, there are also some stupid norms, you see. And if you don't follow any one of them, then you start feeling guilty, I should have done this, I should have done that. But we don't know how we harm ourselves by feeling guilty. The center on the left-hand side gets into problem. When this center gets into problem, minimum of minimum, we might develop spondylitis on the physical side. Then we might develop a disease called heart disease, angina. Then also we might get all our organs in the viscera. All the organs can become very lethargic. So to feel guilty is also a nonsense if you see it, because whatever mistake you have committed is past. And that time you should have corrected it. But what's the use of now feeling guilty about it and torturing yourself? Whatever you have done is finished and gone. At least for mother, her son is never guilty. In the same way, you must know, in the eyes of God, you are not guilty. So you have to say in your heart, you can call me Mother or Shri Mataji, Mother, I am not guilty at all. The another simple thing to do is, as you have forgiven yourself, you forgive everyone, even without thinking about them. Because logically, whether you have forgiven or not forgiven, you have done nothing. What are you doing? I don't forgive means what? Means that I am torturing myself all the time, all my life, for somebody who is enjoying himself. We play into wrong hands if we don't forgive. But by that, what happens to our chakras? That this center in the crossing of the optic chiasma is like this, absolutely constricted. Absolutely constricted. And unless and until you forget, it won't open at all, and the Kundalini cannot cross over. This is the last barrier we have. So, just forget and forgive all the people, in general if you want. Don't think about them, because that's also a headache to remember whom you have to forgive. They don't deserve that attention. So just forgive altogether. You will feel lighter even now, immediately, if you just forgive everyone. These are the two conditions I think are not so difficult. Third one is you have to take out your shoes. But I hope you don't mind, because in England, first time when I said you have to take out your shoes, half of them walked out. Why shoes? Because this Mother Earth helps us a lot. She sucks in our problems. Then have your socks on, doesn't matter. Now you know that these five are these sympathetic areas, sympathetic. So you please put these hands towards me like this, just like this. Now, please put your right hand towards me like this, and the left hand on top of the fontanelle bone area, talu, which was the soft bone on top of your head. And put down your head as far as possible. Now please don't put it on top, but away from it. Now, see for yourself. Please put down your head. If you want, you can take out your spectacles. Now, see for yourself if there's a cool or hot breeze like vibrations are coming out of your fontanelle bone area. Some people get it little far away, some get it quite close. Now don't feel guilty. I can feel your centers, out of which this guilty business is quite a lot. If it is hot, then you should know you have not forgiven yourself or you have not forgiven others. So please forgive now. You can move your hand. It may be close to the head, might be away from it. Depends on, and move your hand and see for yourself. Now, please put left hand towards me. And please put down your head and see for yourself on top of your head, on the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your childhood. See for yourself if there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of your brain, out of your head. Here again, I would request you to forgive yourself and forgive others. Please. That will definitely help. Now, please take your right hand towards me. And now see for yourself with the left hand on top of your head if there's a cool or a hot breeze-like vibrations are coming. Actually, you have to desire it. It's not meant for arrogant people, but meant for humble, who want to have their self-realization. You have to humble down. Now please put both your hands towards the sky like this. And put back your head. Push back. Here you have to ask a question in your heart 3 times. Any one of these questions you can ask 3 times. Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? Or Mother, is this the all-pervading power of divine love? Or Mother, is this the Parama Chaitanya? Ask any one of these questions 3 times in your heart. Push back your head and push your hands. Now please take down your hands. Now, if you can put both your hands towards me like this. And watch me without thinking. Just watch me without thinking. Some people are getting it here, so you can push it up if they are getting down. Just push it up. Watch me without thinking. All those who have felt cool breeze on the fingertips or in the center of the palm or out of the fontanelle bone area, whether hot or cool, please raise both your hands. My goodness. I bow to you, all of you have felt it, which is very great experience for me. So may God bless you all. Now your saintly life has started. So be careful. You don't have to give up anything outside. You don't have to renounce anything. It's everything there, and you have become a saint. So please respect your self-realization and develop it so that you can help yourself and help everyone around. I must tell you, I was surprised that there was a good center started in Israel, and the people who started were Germans and Austrians. It was such a feeling of joy for me that look at these Germans, they feel responsible for the Jews. They have gone to Israel to give them realization. Such love and such compassion, such transformation that you'll enjoy your virtues, you'll enjoy yourself. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you all. I would like our school children to sing one song so that they will see for themselves how they have picked up if they are here. Are there our school children here? Have you got? No, not here. Honey. How many are there? No, only with one it won't work out. सबको आने नहीं दिया शायद. हाँ तो है कहाँ इतने सारे बच्चे. Yes, yes, come along, come along, come along. Nothing like children. We have to learn so much from them. All right, come and join. Come forward. All the little girls should sit in front and the little boys. Just arrange them. सामने आओ, सामने भी. सामने बिठाओ बच्चों. हाँ. Good. sha. But only sha, English.
He takes us on to